Hello, Mr. Pedersen's classes. This is just a quick screencast to show you and give you some guidance about creating your works cited page or your bibliography for your autopsy project. So I'm hoping that many of you used the research organizer to help you stay organized with your research and also as a place to record your sources of information. And remember that Mr. Pedersen is requiring you to have a works cited that differentiates between information you found, historical information, and then the medical information. So what I did and what we had talked about briefly in class is I color-coded what is information that I got from the databases regarding the history of my empire and then where I went to get medical information. So my historical information for the purposes of this example is going to be anything that's highlighted in pink, and medical information is going to be anything that's highlighted in green. And please keep in mind that you all probably have lots and lots of information here in this middle column. I don't. I'm just showing you how to do the works cited. So we're going to start with the historical research information first. And I'm going to go over here. I'm going to create a new Google Doc. And I would go up here and name it like Autopsy Works Cited. To create a good works cited page or a bibliography, you're just going to do works cited. It doesn't need to be underlined, doesn't need to be bold or italicized, just plain Jane works cited. And then what I'm going to do, because Mr. Pedersen wants to differentiate between historical and medical resources, we're not going to jumble them together. I'm going to, on the next line, say historical resources. Then I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to go back to left justification. Okay? And now's when I want to go ahead and put my sources in here. Now, it was really encouraged that you go ahead and use the databases first for any historical research because it gives you less results. We know the information is credible, and more conveniently for us, it will automatically cite the source for you in proper format. And that's really important. So if you go over here to my research organizer, here are my two sources that I used from the database, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste them one at a time. If I can do that, yep. Copy and paste them one at a time. We'll get rid of the highlighting in a minute. Okay. Copy and paste. Okay, and then all I'm going to do, we don't need it highlighted anymore because it's on our we know that it's a medical source, or excuse me, a historical source, because it's on our historical works cited. I'm just going to go ahead and take that highlighting out. Okay. Now, when we do a works cited page, we need to do a little bit of cleanup. Works cited need to be in alphabetical order, okay, by the first letter of the citation. So G needs to come before H. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and, oops, I think I cut off that period. Your citations should always end with a period. I'm going to paste that in. So now it's in correct alphabetical order, and we just need to do a little bit more cleanup, okay? It looks pretty good. You want to make sure that everything is in the same font. So I'm going to come up here and put everything in the same font. Everything needs to be the same font size, like your works cited isn't going to be bigger, okay? And then we want to make sure that we have the spacing correct. So I'm going to go over here to format. I'm going to go to line and paragraph spacing, and I'm going to use 1.5. If you were to go look at the official MLA guidelines, and I'm using MLA guidelines, but you could have used APA too. Either one was fine. You just needed to make sure that you were doing all your citations in one. MLA, and I'm pretty sure APA too, they'll say double spaced, but I think you're fine just to do 1.5. Saves a little paper. Now, let me just go that. We don't need an extra. Oops, sorry. Hold on. Meant to go down here. Yeah, that's fine. Now, the other thing is MLA likes a hanging indent. So you have to go around and play around here a little bit. So I'm just going to take the first line is the only one that should be out. So your citations need to look like this. The first line and then any subsequent lines need to be indented. And people, if you have a better way to do this, I would love to know. The only way I've ever figured it out is to just play around with it like that. Okay, so you would do this for all of your historical resources. Once you've done all your historical resources, then you're going to want to do all of your medical resources. And I'll do the exact same thing. And I'm going to put it back on left justify. Okay, so now, excuse me, I'm going to do for the medical resources how you cite from a website, because we have some things that will help you there. And remember, just putting the URL alone is not enough of a citation. So I'm going to go ahead and go to these websites. I already have them pulled up here. So here's the first one. I'm going to go up into the upper right hand corner where this puzzle piece is. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to pull up something called My Bib Free Citation Generator. You should already have that. I've already selected MLA, that's what I want. I'm going to click that back button, and here is this website already cited for me. Friends, you need to be on the actual website for it to cite it for you. So I'm coming over here, I'm going to do click to copy, and then I'm going to go back to my works cited, and I'm going to just paste that in. So there's the first one, and here's the second one. Here's the second source. I'm going back to that extension, hit the back button, click to copy, go back to my works cited, and here's the other one. Again, we're going to have to do a little cleanup here so that it looks the way that it needs to. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put everything in the same font. We're going to make sure everything is the same font size. Then we're going to put everything the same. Go right up here to format. I'm going to do 1.5. Okay, and now we need to do some cleanup with the indents. Okay, and this one can come over just a little bit. Sometimes you have to play with it a little bit. It gets a little frustrating. There you go. And then this one, you just use these little markers up here that I'm sure they have a name. Hold on. Okay. And one more thing. Let me just fix that spacing. And we're all set. So there's how you get your works cited all set up. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.